So this conversation came up in one of my previous videos comment section and people wanted me to talk about it, so that's I guess what we're going to do today. I will say this is going to be rather ranty and kind of just a little all over the place. There's not going to be a script involved, but it's just I can already tell I'm going to get pissed off making this video, but somebody's got to do it. So buckle up and go get to grinding and just throw this on in the background, and this we'll see how long this lasts. I will try and not make it no longer than 30 minutes. So the big question that everyone always asks is BDO pay to win? The answer is probably yes, but it's like in a weird, different convenience kind of way where you're paying more or less to not speed your way to the end game. You're more or less like making adjustments to your whole account to where you can do things in a less stressful manner, because playing this game without putting any money into it is one of the most stressful things ever, because I tried to do it at one point because I didn't have the money. I didn't have the money to, purchase all these, things that I have now. But back then, like 2 years ago when I started playing, I had no money at all. Like I was genuinely not doing shit with myself. I wasn't a partnered creator, and YouTube, I wasn't doing that crazy on YouTube either. Like it's only recently like I've had some success. And that's where the money's coming from now. However, back then I couldn't afford to buy stuff. I couldn't afford to buy costumes, weights, pets. I couldn't do any of that. So I know the struggle of what it's like to be a free-to-play player, because I had no choice to do it. I wanted to play the game because it was fun, but I didn't have the means to do so to at least have a more enjoyable experience, which I think is the biggest problem that PA is overlooking, because most people aren't going to be willing to do what I do and just be like, fuck it, I'm going to spend X amount of money just to make myself comfortable in a video game. Like that sentence is so ridiculous. And honestly, I'm ashamed to be honest of some of the shit that I own. So let's break it down here. Okay. I need to reference my gear, and I know my gear looks horrendous. Okay. Listen, I did some things. Okay. I did some questionable things, fucked up some shit, and I sold some stuff, and I'm fixing it. Okay. Don't worry about it. But still, my gear is pretty solid. It's like I'm 640-ish, 630 something. I don't know, somewhere around that ballpark, which is relatively high. Most of my gear is Kaposha stuff. So like the Kaposha ring, this is free. This Kaposha neck is free. This belt is free. So those I don't have to really, you just play the game and you get those initially. However, this Ring of the Crescent Guardian is 3.7 billion silver. All right. Kind of expensive, not really if you know what you're doing and how to get it, and you can get this like in a week. This Narc accessory is 4.2 bill, and again, you can get it in about a week if you know what you're doing. This other Narc is the pen quest, so like that's free essentially. It's not really free because I had to actually pay literal silver to get it at some point, buying all the materials and whatnot, so it wasn't necessarily free, but it was nowhere near 4.2 billion silver. These Begs gloves costed me about 10.2 bill at one point in time. I had pen Uragons and I sold them for Caphras and decided to do the pen quest. So these Uragons, when I had the ones previously, they were about 15 bill is what I paid for, so pretty expensive. This dim tree, it was essentially free because I one-tapped it a while back, and that was cool. However, the thing to note is that it's Caphra level 9. So for those of you that have no idea what that means, essentially you buy Caphras on the market, and then you put them into the gear, and then it gives you extra DP, or it give you AP if it's a weapon. It'll give you some DR scaling, some evasion, etc., etc. That's kind of the point of it, right? So just from the Caphras alone in this dim tree, it is worth about 20 billion just from the Caphras alone. Same thing with my Begs gloves, about 15 billion worth of Caphras in this. And for my Uragons, believe it or not, I have another 15 billion worth of Caphras just sitting here in my storage way down, way over here in Altanova. So whenever I do get my pen Uragons back, I will have C9 Uragons, and again, another 15 billion worth of silver dumped into an item. And that's just from these three pieces alone, we're looking at 45 billion silver. Or honestly, I think it's actually 50. Another thing, my dandy, this is also Caphra level 9, which was again another 20 billion silver. And also it cost me 10.7 bill to buy it anyway. And I think I paid more for it back in the day because it was like 12 bill. So yeah, my gear is expensive. It's upwards of like 90 billion, close to 100 bill. Like if we factor in all Kafras and gear and whatnot. Now, the reason I told you that is because when people think of pay to win, people want to think that it is just go to the pearl shop, go down to the apparel section, go to outfits, and then just start swiping and buy up all the costumes, and then boom, bam, bing, bow, you're geared. That is not how it works, because you don't get that much money for buying and selling costumes. It's genuinely not worth it. So let's take this right here, the Bolin, whatever the fuck you want to call this bullshit. This is 3,400 pearls, okay? In order to buy this, right? Let's just go to the like marketplace. The game might crash, but well, it doesn't matter. So if you want to buy this, right? You would think that the deal is going to be, oh, $30 for 3,400 pearls. Nope, you'd be wrong. 3,200 pearls for $30. What the fuck is that? This right here shows me how penny pinchy they are with money. You're telling me that if I wanted to buy a costume, I got to pay basically a McDonald's kids meal more just so I can get a costume. I got to pay $40 to get that costume. Not 30, not 30. I got to pay 40. This is such an unfair and ridiculous price. They are literally, there's no way. There is no way you are going to bust my balls for $10 more just so I can buy a costume. And then keep in mind, yeah, sure, you know, you pay $40 and you get the costume and you have a little bit left over. What you have left over is so minuscule and almost nothing. It nets you nothing, virtually nothing. That's the most egregious part of it, is that it nets you with virtually nothing. And that is the problem that I have, is that you buy the $40 thing and then you have some pearls left over and it's just bullshit. It's just random bullshit. And then you start looking back in the pearl shop and then you start looking around. You're like, oh, well, I want this now, but I need more pearls, but I have a little bit of pearls left over so I don't have to spend as much next time. So therefore, I can go ahead and then just buy this now and not feel bad because it's going to be cheaper because I already have some pearls left over from my last purchase. And then the cycle goes on and on and on and on and on. And then you hate yourself like 2 days later. So you can already see like the weird penny pinchy nonsense that they're giving out here for like literally $10 more for 200 more pearls. 200 more pearls for $10. Do you understand that $10 in game nets you 1,000 pearls? So like, all I wanted was a costume, dude. I just want this. I don't want anything extra. Like, I don't, like, they're giving you that little taste. They're like, all right, you have 4,300 pearls. You've got a little left over. Buy another set so that way you can buy something else that's cool. Fuck that. I don't want that. I just wanted this. I just wanted the costume. I just want to look cool. That's what most people want to do. They just want to look cool. So on top of charging you an extra $10 for something that you probably don't even want, you're stuck with just random pearls. Like, see, I have 460 pearls left over. You know why? Because I bought a costume and I just had shit left over because there was literally nothing else I could buy. And that is AIDS. Genuinely terrible. So back to the pay to win subject here. All right. So how this works is you buy a costume. Okay. All right. You just go over here and then you sell it on the marketplace. You want to make sure you buy a premium or else you're getting only little minuscule amounts of money. So you got to buy the premium. So right here, got the Rensa premium set. All right. Go up here, bada boom, bada bing, 300 mil, popping. That's popping. All right. This is untaxed too. So no 15% or 30% tax hit. You actually just get the full amount, which is thank you, PA. Thank you for incentivizing me buying shit and selling it on the market, even though it's not worth it. You pay $40 and then you make 300 mil. How much did I say my gear was worth? my fucking dim tree alone is worth like 50 billion silver. Like, or that's not that high. It's like 25 bill. But like, you see my point. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You're not gonna be spending large amounts of money. Okay, it's not a feasible thing you're gonna do because the return you get from buying that shit is minuscule. It is genuinely minuscule. 300 mil per 3,400 pearls. Do you know how many pearls you would have to buy just to even come close to this gear score? And keep in mind, my shit's fucked up right now. This isn't even what I had. I had a pen neck. That shit was 65 billion silver. You don't understand how unrealistic it is to buy costumes and sell them on the market for profit. If you do that, you essentially are only doing it because you need a little bit of capital, and then you're gonna, invest it into something and then flip that money into something else. That is all buying costumes is good for. You're never really going to feasibly buy costumes and then sell them for profit on a regular basis because the profit margin is too low and you're spending real life money for what is essentially equates to pennies in this game. That doesn't mean the game's not pay to win, because where you can't speedway your character all the way to end game, you can buy things that are actually going to make your experience better, because PA has a nasty habit of creating a solution or what's the word here? They create a problem and sell you a solution is what they do. So let's take a look at those. So the first thing that we need to talk about here is the value pack, okay? This is essentially the subscription for BDO. For those of you that are maybe not too adept in MMORPGs or how just, pay models work, you usually have like one of three models. You got the pay to play, which is typically you pay a fixed amount and then like you buy the game and that's it. That's all you do. You pay for the game, and then whatever the game costs, you expect to get that type of content for what you paid. So if you paid $60 for a game, you hope you're going to get $60 worth of entertainment and content. Usually nowadays that shit don't exist no more. You usually get $5 worth of content, and that's kind of where we're at. And then you have the subscription base, which is something akin to World of Warcraft, or in this case the value pack for BDO. You would pay $15 a month and for World of Warcraft, and then you get to play the entirety of the game for 30 days until your next payment, and then you just continue going and going as long as you're having fun, and then you can quit whenever you want. If you're done with the game or you don't have time to play it anymore, you can stop the subscription and never have to worry about it again. I usually like subscription based because, again, I feel like the choice is kind of there financially. Usually the pay to, just pay to play is the one that everyone likes, but subscriptions, I don't mind subscriptions, because if the game is good, I have no problem paying for vast amounts of content and update, because the game is consistently changing and forming and updating at all given times. So you're paying for the future essentially. As long as you are having fun with the game, you can keep paying to play it and have fun. It's a perfectly reasonable model. However, this is where the problem is. BDO is pay to play and pay for subscription. That is how BDO works. And you think I'm fucking with you. You think, let's just see in the Microsoft Store real quick, brother. Let's take a look-see here. So it's on Game Pass, so that's $15 right there. It's not free. So don't get it twisted. Just because it's on the Game Pass don't mean it's free. However, if you do buy the game, you got this. $30, $50, $100. What the fuck? What does this even come with? Hold the fuck on. What even is this? Dude, I actually have no idea. Like, well, what is in this? Hold on. I've never bought this. Like, what is this shit? Hold the fuck up. Does it tell me what's in here? Okay, here we go. Here we go. What's in this bundle? This doesn't tell me anything. Damn, that 2.9 stars out of 5. Damn, brother. Okay, here we go. I think maybe it's this. Does this tell me? Okay, so we get the Conquer Edition, a 90-day value pack. That's 3 months. $100 for 3 months. That's pretty good value. Kinda. I still wouldn't recommend it, but it's better than nothing. 3,000 pearls. Okay. Pearl box 3,000. You can't get a costume with that. At least you can't get a premium one with that. So you get a shitty costume. They don't, for $100. You don't even get a premium costume. Oh, never mind. Wait, there it is right there. Premium outfit box. Oh shit. Okay, I jumped the gun. I'm sorry, PA. My bad. Damn. We get 16 expansion coupon. Okay, decent. Secret Book of the Old Moon. We'll talk about that later on because it's bullshit. Horse emblem, tier 7, white horse female. Decent. Should be a tier 8. Come on. Tier 8s are easy to come. You've given out so many. You can upgrade this to a tier 8. Don't be cheap. And then you've got the premium outfit box. Nice, okay. Then we get the polar bear, the hedgehog, a wizard Gosfee. That's 3 pets. That's it. The pets we're going to talk about as well. However, these are okay pets. The hedgehog, it needs to be tier 3 or else it's garbage. Polar bear, who gives a shit. Wizard Gosfee, who gives a shit. And then trainer's flute, permanent, kind of garbage because you still have to be relatively close to your horse to even use it. So it's kind of annoying. So and then they give you a maid, and then the Bing Bop right there, the 20% coupon for a pearl shop. You gotta love it. You just gave them $100 to buy the game, and they're already like, hey, we'll give you a discount on your next purchase, so please buy something. They got you. You're hooked. It's over. Seriously though, like this pack's actually not that bad for $100, but however, I would never recommend this. I mean, I've never bought it. So it's like, obviously you don't need it. All right, the game like literally just keeps crashing every time I like tab out of the store. So that's fun. But yeah, the $100 thing, it's really decent value, I guess. It's okay. The biggest thing that I have a problem with, my camera settings. Oh no, come on, bro. They fucked with my camera settings. Not like this, dude. Anyway, okay, let's go back to the whole like pay to win thing. So the value pack, if you get the $100 pack, which again I don't recommend at all. If you do though, you essentially get 90 days value pack, which is good. At least, you know, you're set for 90 days and you don't have to worry about it. However, it kind of sets up that expectation of you better be using it, because $100 and then you're not playing the game. It's kind of annoying, and BDO has that effect on you where if you pay for it, you feel like you're obligated to play the game. It's genuinely how I've always felt. Like, I dread getting off BDO because I feel like I'm losing time, which is a problem. I shouldn't feel imprisoned in a video game. It is what I'm trying to get at. But anyway, this value pack, I genuinely don't think it should exist because 1, you have to pay to play the game, and 2, what the fuck? Who needs this? Oh, but don't worry, right there, bada bing, bada boom. If you buy the 90-day one for 4,500 pearls, which is $50 now because $40 only gets you 41. So you got to pay $50 for this bad boy, and you get 15 item scrolls. That means you can grind 15 times, and then once you're out of item scrolls, you're fucked. All right, so that's the value pack covered. It's a subscription base essentially, and do you need it when you're starting out? Abso-fucking-lutely. If you're kind of towards like the end of the game where I'm at, not really, you don't need it. So new players get cucked, and then the players that have been playing the game, they don't really need it all that much anymore. Now we can talk about the temporary buffs, okay? Blessing of Camp Sylve. Is this necessary? No. It is convenient, however, because it gives you item drop rate, which is 20%. That's actually really good, especially if you're worrying about drops like Star's End or something. They drop distortion earrings, which sell for 340 million on the market, and you want all the drop rate you can get to guarantee that drop to drop at least a few times. Not only that, but the central marketplace warehouse capacity up by 2,000. Trust me, that doesn't seem like a big deal, but when you buy a lot of shit in bulk and use it for storage very often, yeah, you kind of want that, but you don't need it. You don't need it. I have to stress, you don't need it, but it is convenient and it will ease your mental stress in this game. Then we have the Secret Book of the Old Moon, which is the worst thing in the game and should not exist. So the problem that I have with this scroll is that all the features and things that it's giving you should already have. If I'm paying for a value pack, which is literally going to be $20 per month, if you don't have any more value packs, right? And you have to start from, paying it, it's $20 a month for a value pack. So all this stuff that is with the Secret Book of the Old Moon should be included in that subscription. This should not be a separate thing. Like the combat XP, the skill XP, the life XP, all that should be included in the value pack, 100% for 20 bucks. Not only that, but the thing that annoys me the most is that when it comes to your tent buff, you have to have one of these, or else you have to buy a Villa Scroll. So to put things into perspective, right? Which, mind you, I've got some choice words for this fucking tent bullshit, but this tent right here, okay? If you want to buy a Villa Scroll, usually you want the body enhancement for grinding, because especially if you're going to grind high-end areas, you want the AP, the DP, the HP, all this bullshit. You want it all right? And the game crashed. All right, that's cool. Oh god, this video is giving me a fucking hemorrhoid, dude. All right, anyway, back to what I was saying. The Villa Scroll, you want the body enhancement. It's going to cost you 1.5 million just to get it. And the only way to do it is 2 ways. You have the Villa Scroll that you have to go and obtain, which I'm not even kidding you. You have to like travel all the way the fuck. Like, I think it's this place. No, it's this one. No, it's not this one. Where the fuck is it? Is it by, honestly, I can't remember where. Oh, it's here-ish. It's somewhere. It's one of these places. If you want the body enhancement scroll, you have to come over to one of these, right? So if you look here, if you want the skill and experience, you come to this one. You want the body enhancement, you come to this one. And you have to get that shit and then use it for 7 days. So every 7 days, you have to make this trip over here, which is such a useless and pointless mechanic. Nobody fucking wants to do this. Like, nobody. Ever since I've been like a high tier player and like joined all these big guilds, I've never once heard somebody say, hey, hold on guys, I gotta go get my villa scroll. Like, nobody does this. It's such a useless mechanic in the game. And again, this goes back to what I said earlier. BDO, PA, they create a problem and then sell you a solution. I mean, hell, let me just break this down, okay? You have to travel all the way the fuck over here to get the body enhancement, all right? And let's say you want to grind here. Do you realize you have to travel from what is essentially one side of the map all the way to the other, only to travel all the way the fuck back? It is such an inconvenient system that is so ridiculous. And yes, I understand. It's only every, 7 days. You only got to do it once a week. I don't give a fuck if I got to do it once a month. This shit's stupid. I'm serious. It's just fucking dumb. It's genuinely dumb. I hate it. Like, I think I actually have one of these villa scrolls in my like thing here. Yeah, right here. The Shakatu Villa Invitation. This is the item that you have to travel to go get the villa, essentially. So you travel to buttfuck Egypt, and then you get this, and then you, for 7 days, you don't have to do it again. But again, I digress. It's a stupid system and it shouldn't exist. It's a waste of time. So what people do is they will legitimately buy that stuff, like the secret book of the old moon, so that way they don't have to do that. And why? Why isn't this included in the value pack? I'm already paying $20. Why the fuck do I have to pay another $20 to do so? Because I don't know if you noticed this, it is $12.50. $12.50. $10 only gets you 1,000 pearls. So now if you want this book of the old moon, you are now paying $20 more to get this shit. So now you're paying $40 for all this garbage. 40. It's ridiculous. That's crazy. This should not be a thing at all. This should be included in the value pack, and that's what it is. $20 is already enough for a subscription fee for at least some kind of convenience in any way, shape, or form. But this right here is egregious bullshit, and I don't appreciate it, and I don't like it, and it literally should be burned in a fire somewhere. Okay, so we've covered the buffs. I know this goes bordering 30 minutes. Holy shit, this video sucks. Let us talk about campsites. God, you gotta love that shit. Okay, so I'm just gonna flat out say it. You cannot play this game without the campsite. I'm sorry, you can't. You just can't. There are people that will try and make an argument that you can, and like, I've done it. No, you can't. All right. If I put this campsite on and I get the buffs that it gives me, I instantly am better than you by like 10%. Just because I do that much more damage. I've already explained how this works, okay? If we go to the tent real quick, we go to the Villa Scroll, I get the body enhancement. I get plus 10 AP and plus 10 DP. I now hit harder and am tankier, not to mention I get 200 more HP, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when my health pool is literally 4,300, yeah, it's a good fucking bit. Not to mention, I get resistances and ignore resistance as well. So whenever you try and CC me or stun me, guess what? I got 10% more resistance to stuns and all this other garbage. And then I also get ignore resistance. So your resistances are now 5% less effective. Do you understand how insane this is? I know it doesn't, like, these numbers seem small, like only 10 AP, only that shit adds up when my gear score looks like that. It adds up. Hey, game crashed on me again. It's like they know I'm making this video. It's like they just know. All right, we back for like the 50th time. All right, so yes, the tent, though it seems like a meme and it completely unnecessary, I assure you it is not. The campsite is 1000% needed. And if you're going to play the game competitively, even if you're going to play the game from a PvE standpoint, that AP, DP, resistance and stuff, that adds up to fighting mobs as well. The faster the more damage you output, the more you're going to get done in the game. That means more money per hour, etc., etc. So having this is an absolute must, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Which, by the way, it's 4,900. It's 4,900 pearls. Meaning this tent is now essentially $60. We're up huge, boys. It is $60 fucking dollars. Dude, I just need to kind of go look at what that is. So for the $50 marker, right? We're looking. That's funny. Okay, where the fuck is it? I don't even see where. Dude, is there even a $50 one? There's not a $50 one. It's just $60, dude. You can't make that up. You just can't. So, yeah, even the $40 one right here, as you can tell, $43.60, not enough. It costs $4,900. So now you got to pay $60 to get that shit. $60 to get the tent. It's a good look. It's a good look. So they're still gonna bust your balls for an extra like $20. So like what the fuck are we at for a value pack? If you want to pay for the $30, this is $20 right here. All right, cool. So now for the other shit, $20, and then we've got another $20. Another $20. You don't need these two, but if you want to make your life easier, you need them. So we're up $60 now. Now we add the campsite. Another $60. We're up $120 investment into the game. You can't make that up. Now let's get to the other nonsense here. Pets. You have to get pets. This is not World of Warcraft where you just kill a mob, bend over, pick that shit up, and then boom, bam, it's in your inventory. You can do that, but it's not good, and it's not efficient, and it's not well quality controlled. It's terrible. So you have to get pets in order to even remotely grind. Not only that, but you have to level them up as well. Absolutely insane. Now, what I will say is that you don't necessarily have to buy pets. Honestly, I don't really buy pets. It's just not something I do. So like my main grind pets is this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy, and this guy. So these pets right here are all tier 3, which is like the second to last of the best, tier. There's tier 4s and tier 3s. Tier 3s is good enough for me. I can grind comfortably with tier 3s and I don't care. Now, majority of these pets, especially like Yeet Man, my boy here, my little chicken, the game just gives you this guy for free. And I just dumped a bunch of random pets into him that I got from events and stuff, and I made him a tier 3. I didn't give a shit. And then this guy, my boy Wumbo, I got from an event as well, and then I just dumped again a bunch of other event pets, and then he was good. The dog was a loyalty pet. It was the little cowboy dog, and then I dumped a bunch of event pets into this guy as well, and then tier 3. And the hedgehog, Moneybags, this guy I actually did pay for because I was doing heavy life skilling, and if you're gonna life skill, you need the hedgehog. It's literally a given. And my boy Big Spooky, I honestly, I don't remember if I definitely didn't pay for him, but I don't know where I got him from, but I did not pay for him. The only pet I have ever bought is Moneybags. That is it. All these other pets, I'd never bought any of these shit. I didn't buy any of these. None of these fucking pets I have or I've paid for. Except for French Montana and Dugan. I think I did pay for those ones because I was doing a lot of AFK fishing initially when I started the game. But outside of Dugan, French Montana, and Moneybags, I don't think I've bought any other pets. Now, keep in mind, that doesn't mean that you don't need to. I just have been playing this game for literally like 4 years. So like, yeah, I mean, for like 3 years of content just basically lined up over time. And eventually I got enough to just, make shit. However, if you're just starting out, if you don't buy the $100 like buy-in pack or whatever, essentially you have to buy pets, which is going to run you about $10 per pet, and they're going to be tier level 1. To put things into perspective, these pets right here are, oh god, it angers me so much. So if we take a look, you have cautious, normal, and agile. Agile means that they're going to pick up, as fast as possible, okay? And the higher the tier, the more often they're able to pick up, like, loot. So, like, for example, my boy Yeet Man here can pick up loot every 2.7 seconds, all right? My boy Wumbo over here, again, same thing, all right? If we look at a tier 1 pet, for example, let me just put these guys away, and let's just pull out this tier 1 right here, okay? This guy, for pet information, he picks up loot every 4 seconds. You don't want that. Like, 2 seconds is like the bare minimum. Tier 4 is nice and it's a luxury, but you definitely don't need it. But tier 3 is like the bare minimum of like what you're gonna want, which means you're gonna have to buy a bunch of pets and then smash them into each other in order to make them decent. Like, if I wanted to, let's say, make this thing a fucking like a decent pet. Hold on, let me see. How the fuck do I do this? It's been so fucking long. How the hell do I do this? I genuinely don't remember. Hold the fuck up. How the hell do I even do this? Oh, exchange. Okay. So what you're going to do is like you put this pet here. All right. and then you grab other pets, and then you just kind of like just throw them in here. So right here, for 2 tier 1 pets, I can make this guy a tier 3. Am I gonna do that? Fuck no. But if I want tier 3 pets, this is the process. And they also have to be of the same like brand as well. So you see how this is a classic, and then this is a special, and this is rare. If you take a look here, I cannot use classics with rare pets at all. It just doesn't work. It's not possible. So you have to buy rare pets in order to smash them into the other ones, and the process is the same. You're gonna need at least 4 or 3 pets for a tier 4 attempt, and that's just how it works. It's super annoying and not fun. Nobody wants to do it. And then this guy right here, again, same thing. I would, if I wanted to make a tier 4, I would do boom, 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 and then not even 100% chance. Not even 100% chance for a tier 4. You can't make that up. You can't even make that up, dude. I didn't think that would actually happen. Is there a way to guarantee it to a tier 4? Is it possible to do that? How the fuck do you do this? Okay, okay, I would need 3 tier 3s to guarantee a tier 4. That's how this works. I have to give up 3 of my tier 3s to get a tier 4. I rest my case. So essentially, I have to get a bunch of level 1 low tier garbage, and then just go ahead and make it a tier 3, and then do the process 5 more times because this game is ridiculous. So you can have a max of 5 pets out at once, and if you want all tier 4s or tier 3s or whatever, you're gonna need to spend a lot of money, and we're talking the big bucks here. We're talking like hundreds of dollars if you're going to go ahead and do this. There are ways to get pets from doing quests and whatnot, and there's certain events that will come out and where they will give you pets. And you also have packs like this where they try and goat you. If you pay $30, dude, or $20, you can go ahead and have a chance at getting a tier 4 pet. And it's like, no thank you. Like literally no fucking thank you. I don't want this shit. Like, this is like, which fantastic young dragon will you get? Bitch, I'm getting the tier 1 because you paying for gambling on this. You can't make that up, dude. Oh god. If enhancing wasn't already enough of an issue, the last thing I want to do is spend real life $20 to get a stupid pet. So yeah, for like full tier 3 pets, you're gonna need to roughly spend like at least $100, and you can get that, which it's just not fun. It's just not fun. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody should have to do that, and it's absolutely fucking ridiculous. That being said, let's move on to mounts, because believe it or not, this is probably like the worst department. Now granted, this is a life skill choice. You choose to do this mount nonsense. Like, it's not necessary to have a good mount. You really don't need one. All you need is a shitty horse to dump trash loot on, and that's it. So I will say that this is a choice that you can make, but the fact that it's an option and that you can do a lot of dumb shit with this is really annoying. So if we take a look here, all right, we've got miscellaneous horse stuff. So horse breeding and horse crafting, or horse, whatever you want to call this, is a very lucrative and painstaking process, all right? You've got, T7s, you've got T8s, and then you've got T8 Corsairs, and then you've got, T9s, Dream Horses, and stuff like that. It's a really convoluted process that I give no fucks about. I would just buy my Dream Horse. Like, I got lucky. I had a Corsair already, and I hit a Doom, sold that bitch for Caphras, and then now I gotta do it again. So how this works, let me actually go get my goddamn horse so I can actually like try and explain this in like a way that makes any goddamn sense. All right, so let me just go to this man's here, pull the goddamn horsey in, so remote collect this bitch, and then we come over here. All right, so we take a look. It's got skills. These skills are a pain in the ass to level up. Like, they are tedious, they are annoying, and absolutely the worst thing ever. So let me show you what the fuck happens whenever you're like trying to level this shit up, because I've got hind kick that's like not even leveled up at all. So we take a look here, right? We hop on this bitch real quick, and then let's say I do hind kick. Look at that, boom! Oh, I gotta do this mini game a billion times just to level up hind kick. And I just keep doing this, and sometimes it won't prompt it, which is cool. Well, but I have to do this a number of times just so I can get that thing leveled up, and sometimes you can't even react, and it's just like, why? Why is this real? There's no fuck. And need I remind you, you have to do that for every single skill just about, especially the important ones. You see the skills that have a little gold horsey next to it? That means it's a Corsair skill, okay? So every single skill that has the Corsair marker, you need to level it up to 100. And that means that it's going to turn into a T9. Luckily, I have majority of my like skills like almost ready for Corsair. So like if I wanted to, check them in real quick, you would come over here and then you would like, what the fuck is it? I don't even know what how do I change the skills? I genuinely don't know how to change the skills. Oh wait, nope, that's not it. Oh man, there we go. Okay, so here you have skills that you can, train or whatever. You can click the mount skill training and it'll automatically train. This is a pearl shop item, by the way. So in order to do this, you have to pay for pearls. Sometimes they give them out for free, but it's not often. But anyway, if you don't want this stuff too, you can also unlearn a skill. So let's say hind kick. I don't want this shit. I genuinely don't want it. It's trash. It's not a Corsair skill. What I want is this S sideways. This is the last skill I need in order to go ahead and make it a Corsair. So what I would do is I would change it and then, I have to keep doing it. It's like enhancing. You build a fail stack the more times you do it. So it has a 3.32% chance for me to fucking get, which is just absolutely ridiculous. So I have to purchase mount reset coupons just to keep doing this process until I fucking get the skill that I need. And mind you, you cannot do a Doom Horse attempt until you have a T8 Corsair. So until that happens, until I get this skill, I have no shot at a Dream Horse. Let's take a look. How much money does that cost? We come down to the mount section. We go down to the miscellaneous, all right? So we have, let's see, mount skill exchange. It's 2,500 fucking pearls, dude. I know that shouldn't come off as a surprise, but I genuinely don't do horse training at all. Like, I really don't do this shit. So, like, I didn't actually know that the price was ridiculous. What is, okay. This is a little bit better. It's at least 11. It gives you 11 coupons. Okay, that's cool. That's fine. It's still trash because out of 11 attempts, I probably still won't get the skill that I want because it's completely RNG based. So not only am I going to pay $30 because again, it's 2,500. So that means if you pay $20, you're not going to be able to get it. So it's going to be $30 instead. So I'm now paying $30 for a chance, a possibility, an RNG stat. I am paying for a maybe. $30 for a fucking maybe. And then I can start working on my fucking Dream Horse. That is a ridiculous process. That is absolutely insane. This is a feature in the game. This is a part of the game. Horse breeding is a life skill. It is legitimately a life skill. I shit you not. People train horses and sell them on the markets. A lot of people really love it. And it's fun. I get it. It's not really for me, but like they have a really good kick out of training their horses, capturing them and then selling them in a lucrative manner. It's really fun for them. And the fact that it is almost locked behind a pay barrier is insanity. Imagine having to pay to win for a feature in the game that is supposed to be fun. How do you lock the fun behind a paywall? How do you do that? I genuinely didn't know it was this bad. I really didn't. Holy shit. And don't even get me started, as I said earlier, with the skills. I actually just saw it in the Pearl Shot a second ago. Remember how I said you have to train all the skills individually? Yeah, if you want to say, hey, fuck that bullshit, I don't want to do it. Guess what? Just get yourself a good old mount training skill coupon, which trains everything. It's only going to run you about a breezy $20. So we're already $40 deep with this whole situation. I'm fucking flabbergasted, dude. I'm fucking, oh yeah. You can also like breed reset, which is interesting. Didn't know that was didn't know. I don't actually know how this even works, to be honest, but I assume this is for, whenever you go to, your breeding section or whatever. So like come over here to the stable, you go to, breeding market, and then you can, register your horse there. So like if I wanted to register my level 30 female, I can, put it out, I guess. I don't know what the fuck. Who does that? I don't know what this does. So like, do I register this at the market or like, how does this work? I genuinely don't know how does this, I don't know how this works, dude. Oh, so like I can like, oh, game crashed. Okay. Thank you, Prolibus. All right, boys, we're back in the goddamn game. I've given up on this whole nonsense here. Okay, you get the point. The game it's not pay to win in the aspect of buy costumes equal gear score. It does not work that way. It doesn't work that way. It's not feasible. It's not a good idea. It's just terrible. However, in other aspects like buying costumes here, these costumes are actually functional. So for example, the Karki suit, you buy this so that way you have a processing success rate of 3%, which is cool. And then on top of that, you can process out of your storage, which is a really big thing. So if you're a huge life skiller that processes a lot, you're gonna want this. Same thing for the riding suit. This gives you XP on your mount, which is again invaluable if you're a mount trainer, but we've already gone down that rabbit hole and you can already tell that places that just horse breeding is total bullshit. And then same thing, you know, the Knape suit, if you want to do this garbage, again, you're going to need it for cooking experience. This also increases how fast you cook. So like, you know, this is like the absolute pinnacle. Not to mention it gives you XP, and yeah, like, so stacking this with a bunch of other cooking stats is really good. And just overall, like we're talking, you know, at the bare minimum, you're going to have to spend at least $100 to play the game at a functional level. And again, the most egregious things being the pet system that is absolutely AIDS and is not fun to deal with at all, with how much it's going to cost you to actually make tier 3 pets at the bare minimum here. That's the biggest issue. So I don't care for that. And then horse training, it seems to be a huge pay sink, which is really stupid. We've gone over all the value packs and stuff. You're looking $20 here if you want to get the value pack. Temporary buffs, $20, $20. $40 or $60 actually in total for all three if you want all the max of convenience. Secret Book of the Old Moon should not exist. It should be included in the value pack. It's really trash. Not only that, but I didn't even go over Maids, which again, these you don't necessarily need, but again, they're a convenience thing. If you're out grinding and you don't have a horse and you need to dump stuff in your storage, you would want a storage maid and you would want an abundance of them. So for example, the CM's right there, but just for the sake of example, Fairies, right? If I want to move something to my storage or to my CM or whatever, like let's say I want to move this organic feed in there, boom, I used a maid to do so. That's how it works. And again, that's another pay sink that you have to pay for. Over time, I've accumulated, oddly enough, like believe it or not, I've actually never really paid for any of these fairies. Like realistically, I've never actually paid. These are all fairies I have garnered over the years of playing the game, which I've got 14, which is, it seems like a lot, but it's not. There are some people that have like 30. It's weird. But yeah, it's kind of convenient and you don't necessarily need to, but again, it's another pay thing that you work towards. Oh my God, I totally forgot about this bullshit. Okay, so this is the last thing we're going to talk about. Fairies. This shit is nonsensical. Okay, so my fairy is almost near perfect. I've got, you know, fairy tier 4, miraculous tier 5, feather steps 3, tingling breath is kind of garbage, but who gives a shit? So the reason this is garbage is you have to have a fairy. There's a quest line that gives you a fairy and that's how you get it. All right. That's like a topic for another video. However, you're not going to get a good fairy out the gate. Usually you normally are going to have to get these things called Layla petals. So let's take a look here if I have some in my storage. So you come over here. Let's see. I think I have. Yeah. Okay. So Layla's petals. What you're going to do is exchange these for fairy wings over at Camasilva Temple. So you take your Layla's petals and you come all the way the fuck over here, and then you turn them in to the lady here, and then she'll give you fairy wings, and then you can do this process a numerous amount of times. Now, the problem is you want a radiantly shining fairy. That is the peak fairy that you want. This right here is the bare minimum that you want. Miraculous tier 5 is the most important skill because it gives you automatic HP consumption, meaning that you don't have to automatically, like, you know, do your garbage or whatever. I hate this fucking game. I genuinely hate this game. I give up. Fuck this game.